Wow, what's going on, everybody? And today we're here with my gun collection so far into the year of 2024. I've not picked up too many new guns, but it's definitely changed since last year. And I see that these type of videos are blowing up right now, and I have had a lot of people ask me, you know, what I'm rocking with and what I picked up new so far. So today we're going to get into it. Also, I wanted to mention that I did just start memberships on my channel. So if you want to find a way to support the channel in a big way, you can go to my channel page right now and click the join button, and there's different tier memberships that all have different benefits that you can join, and that'll really help support the channel and also give you guys exclusive stuff like exclusive videos, exclusive merch, member chats, all type of stuff. And then also I want to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of the video, and that is going to be Military Armament Corporation and TSIS, along with Windrock Shooting Range out in Oliver Springs, Tennessee. We wouldn't be able to bring a lot of these videos out to you guys if I didn't have them helping the channel. So huge shout out to them. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. The first one that I'm going to talk about today is going to be my current everyday carry, and that is going to be my Glock 47. So right now I'm running this in a T-Rex Arms Gen 1 holster, and I actually just got a Gen 2 holster yesterday. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit later in the video, but yeah, let me get this thing unloaded so I can show you guys. I'm running TTI base pads. Let's see. There we go. I'm running TTI base pads that have, come on, focus. There we go. I'm running Federal. No, I'm sorry. I'm running Spear Gold Dot. Yeah, that's my carry ammo, is Spear Gold Dot. That's what I carry in all of my guns. It's my favorite ammo out of all of the ballistic tests that I've seen and done. Whenever it comes to recoil and impulse and ballistics, you know, it's just my favorite ammo. So we have the Glock 47 right here. This is going to be the first one that I'm talking about in the video because it's my carry. It's what I train with the most right now. So starting off up top, I had the Hollison 507 comp, and this is just a huge big window that really lets you find that red dot and keep track of it very easily. This is a competition red dot, but I figured, my mindset is, if it's faster for competition, why not use it for carry as well? So whenever it comes to build quality, I mean, this thing is built out of, I'm pretty sure, the same aluminum that a lot of the other Hollisons are made out of. You know, I used to carry the 508T, which is made out of titanium. But I mean, I'm not, this is not a movie, you know. I'm not dropping my gun and throwing my gun on concrete and having it ran over and whatnot. So I want to be able to have as much advantage as I can, and just being able to track that red dot even more is definitely an advantage in my opinion, and that's why I carry this on my 47. Also on my 47, I had the CAGWorks slide release right here. I have an Apex trigger, a Streamlight TLR1, which, blind the camera for a second, I feel like is the best light. You know, I like this more than the Surefire X300. If price wasn't a thing, like if both of them cost the exact same amount, I would still go with this light. You know, that's just me. So yeah, we got the Streamlight, and then we have a stipple job that was done by the people over at Black Diamond Guns and Gear. So huge shout out to them. He did a pretty aggressive stippling and double undercut. It's definitely been great. The double undercut kind of helps your hand get up and high into the gun. And then I have the I think this is an SLR. You know, I don't know who makes this magwell, but I have a magwell on the bottom to help with some of those reloads. It doesn't really help with my grip because it's a full-size grip, so I have a little bit of room in my pinky, but it does help with the reloads. And this is a good magwell for concealed carry because it doesn't print very much. So yeah, I don't know, it might be like Rifle Works. I can't remember who makes this magwell. If I find out, maybe I'll put a thing up here in the corner. But yeah, so that's pretty much my whole build on the 47. I want to try to keep this pretty short. Up next, we are going to have the Glock 19, and this thing is pretty much stock except for the Trijicon RMR that's on the top right there. And then this one is a Zev magwell, so I have a Zev magwell, Trijicon RMR, and that is everything. You know, this thing is really simple. You know, I try to keep it really stock. I haven't done a whole bunch of this. This eventually will be like my my battle or my war pistol, if you will. So I'm gonna add a couple things. Like I think I'm gonna add a KKM barrel and comp to it, and then it's already got the Trigicon, which everybody loves as like a duty or a war red dot because it's very durable. So I already got the right red dot in there. I just need to throw in a KKM barrel, and then I think I'm gonna switch the trigger because Glock triggers just, you know, they don't do it for me. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have done to it right now, and I'm gonna do a little bit more to it and then have this as like a duty setup for, you know, if the Chinese or the Russians invade us. Up next, we have my baby right here. This has been on my channel for a long time, and it's also seen a lot of rounds. I just did a 20,000 round review of this gun. Go check it out if you haven't seen it. If you want to see what a Glock or what this Glock looks like after shooting it 20,000 rounds, then go give that video a check out. Boom, the Glock 19, man. I've shot this thing a whole bunch. Of course, I had the CAGWorks slide release on it as well. That's on pretty much all of my Glocks that I really shoot a lot and I carry. It has a slide cut from JagerWorks, and of course I talked about all this more in depth in the video. The Hollison 508T, like I just said, I used to carry that. Night vision tall sights, the same exact stipple job and double undercut from Black Diamond Guns and Gear. Apex trigger as well. I built my 47 to exactly match this because I knew I was switching from this to the 47 and I didn't want there to be a big switch. I wanted everything to kind of be the same. This one also has a Zev magwell, the same double undercut, and yeah, this thing just fits really well in the hands. I love shooting this gun. I can get very fast with this gun. This was my baby for a long time, and I put a lot of rounds through it, and I've kind of retired it since. I still shoot it sometimes for sure, but I mean, it's got so much in it that, you know, I kind of just gave it a break and stopped carrying it as much and, you know, switched to 47. So yeah, I shoot the 47 now in competition, and that's what I carry right now, but that gun has definitely seen and been through a lot. On to the next one. I think we got one more Glock. The Glock 34 is what this was, and so originally this build started off as I wanted it to be a USPSA build. Get back on my face, thank you. This was supposed to be a USPSA build, so I did a couple things to it just strictly for, like, I wanted it to be fast, easily shootable. I wanted to be quick with this thing, so this was for USPSA specifically, and you know, I also could have used it in IDPA too, which is why I have a magwell on here for, you know, just in case. But this was just like a super fast race build is what I was trying to do, and so of course the best gun to do that to is going to be the Glock 34, and I have done a full video on this as well. I think I did a 1500 round review, but I have silicone carbide on the grip that I did myself. The TTI magwell, the huge lightning magwell, I mean, huge mouth on this thing. I mean, it's, you know, it's hard to miss a reload with that. The silicone carbide absolutely makes this grip feel amazing in the hand. I mean, it's just like you can shoot this gun and it doesn't move. I also did stippling and a ledge, like a thumb ledge right here, and I did stippling on the double undercut. I did all of this myself, as you can tell, because it doesn't look necessarily the best. I think it doesn't look bad by any means. It's aggressive and it gets the job done, but it doesn't look as pretty as, like, obviously a laser one or some professional that does it. From there, I have a Gideon red dot on here. This is the Omega. It's an SRO footprint. I did have this on one of the next guns I'm about to show you, but that gun is a 2011, so it didn't really go well with the SROs. Don't really go well with 2011s as far as like holster compatibility, and just for me, I don't feel comfortable having the red dot, how the SRO kind of hangs over right over my ejection port, so I don't run stuff like this on those guns. I tried it and just don't like it. So the Gideon Omega, it's an SRO footprint. I did a full video on this. They were kind enough to send it out to me, so huge shout out to them. Please go give them a check out. They make some good products and very inexpensive, very budget friendly. And then I also have a Timney trigger on here, and the Timney trigger is not stock. I actually put a Johnny Glock's power return spring in it, which really helped this thing spring forward. Also, again, I did a full video on the return spring because the thing the Timney trigger lacked was a good positive return. It doesn't matter how light the break is, this thing would not return. So you can break it super light, but you can't shoot it fast if it won't reset, if you're waiting on the reset. So that trigger helped a lot. I added like a 1/4 pound to the break, but I'm fine with adding a 1/4 pound to the break if it makes the reset more aggressive. So that's all I've done to that gun. That's my Glock 34 build. I really do like that thing, this gun right here. So I actually just got this holster for it. I'm sure I'll be doing a video on it here soon, but I have done a video on this gun that's on my channel right now, just kind of like, you know, shooting and first impressions. But this is going to be the Mac 9 2011, and I got a T-Rex Arms Gen 2 holster for the Staccato P that fits a Streamlight TLR1, which is of course what I run on all of my guns. This is just my go-to light, so I got the holster to fit it, just because I didn't know if it was gonna be a one-to-one fit, the Staccato P and the Mac 9 holster. So I figured having some light retention would definitely help with that. And yeah, it's been a perfect fit. It fits great. So you know, I've already put some work and some dry fire into it. But let's talk about the Mac 9. Again, I did a full video on this if you want to go watch it, and they were kind enough, they did send this gun out to me, but I was still trying my absolute best to be unbiased, and I believe that I was. Just because they sent me the gun for free, I don't want to put my name on the line for, you know, saying it's a good gun if it's not. So keep up with the updates that I put on this gun out on the channel, and I do have one out right now. But this is what I'm going to switch to for competition, especially IDPA right now, because it's got the magwell, but I can run this in limited optics and USPSA as well, and so I will eventually switch to it instead of my 47 or, you know, some of the next guns that we're about to get into. But right now I just have the TLR1 light on it. I have a Holosun 507C. The plate came standard with that tall sight, which is not a co-witness. The red dot's too thick, which Holosun's kind of just a standard thickness, so it needs taller night sights to be a co-witness, but I don't really care about co-witness. And that's it. You know, this gun, it came with the DS platform polymer grip right here, which you can switch for any DS style grip. You can change the grip module out if you want to get an aluminum one or whatever, put some more money into it. It has an aluminum magwell. The mags they send with it are Checkmate mags, but it takes regular STI Staccato mags. It comes with a cool ass carrying case, which is right there, and I'm gonna do a full video on that. I didn't do an unboxing first before I did the review. I kind of did it backwards, so I'm gonna do an unboxing of it. But this thing has shot well, so I didn't go with this gun as my competition gun just because you know, I could have got a free gun. It really has performed well and shot well, so I'm gonna be switching over to this, and you guys will see me shooting this in some more matches and in some more videos, of course, too. Yeah, great gun, so stay tuned for more on this here in the future. I think there's really not too much that I'm gonna change to it. Eventually I'll have to stipple or do something to the grip, because the grip or the stippling that's on here is not aggressive enough for me. Not on the sides, especially. The front and back is okay, but I like it even more aggressive on the front and the back. So that's probably the only thing I'll change to this gun. I already got a red on in here, which is fine. I might change this to a 507 comp, you know, who knows. So that's my Mac 9 2011. Stay tuned for videos on it. Ooh, that crispy 2011 trigger just feels absolutely amazing. That's one of the big reasons why I went with that gun, because you know, it feels great. So on to the next gun, which I bought this gun before I got that one with intent to switch from Glock to this gun eventually, and this is going to be the CZ Shadow 2. And this gun is just a beautiful, perfect gun. I mean, there's a reason why this is kind of leading in the USPSA world as like one of the most used guns and platforms, is because, I mean, they're just built around competition. They're reliable. You know, it's built after the CZ75, which has proven itself. It uses CZ75 mags, so you know it's going to be predictable and reliable. I mean, everything about this gun is really nice. I mean, it weighs a whole bunch. I think it weighs over 1632. It weighs just under 3 pounds. So it was like 2.5 or 2 3/4 pounds unloaded, which is crazy. So it's got some weight to it, and there's really not a whole bunch of muzzle flip. Comes with nice iron sights out of the box. Of course, I'm going to get it milled and put a red dot on there. I didn't get the carry optics one because it was more money, and I thought at first I was going to mill some windows in the slide, but it really makes sense to leave all the weight you can on this gun because it's a heavy gun for a reason. But it's so beautiful with those light blue panels, and you can switch them out with lock grips. I'm eventually going to get some palm swell ones. It feels good in the hand right now, but I think just a little more meatiness to the width will help get some more, you know, support from the support hand, because right now my support hand's not really touching the gun at all because it's a little too thin. So yeah, eventually I'm gonna change that out. But man, this gun shoots nice. It's double action and single action. You got a long, of course, a double action pull, and the single action is just very crisp, light trigger, and that's a stock trigger too. So for being a stock trigger, especially, you know, the single action pull is definitely great. So, you know, I love this gun for sure. I'm not going to be switching to it now as long as everything works out with the Mac and everything goes well with the Mac. But yeah, this is definitely a great gun, a great range toy to have, and you know, go out there and have fun while you're shooting. Up next, we have another CZ, and this is going to be the CZ SP01 Tactical even. So this is not cut for a red dot, but this is basically like the prerequisite to the Shadow 2 right there. So the Shadow 2 kind of took a lot of the things that this gun wasn't perfect on, or that people were complaining about, and they changed it up. So it still takes CZ75 mags. They both take the same mags. It has a full pick rail, of course. It doesn't have as much serrations up front. It still does have some. It has a decocker instead of a safety, same double action, single action trigger, and then it has rubber grips on the side instead of the aluminum grips that the CZ comes with. And now you can still change these out just like the ones on the Shadow 2. And you know, I don't know how I feel about these. Like the rubber, it's not bad, but it's not great. So like, I'm kind of in the middle about it. Just because it's rubber, you kind of want to hate it, but they're not that bad. They kind of do their job enough, you know. And then there's not as much stippling or serrations on the front and the back as there are compared to the Shadow 2. So you have, like I said, they just kind of took everything from this gun and upgraded it a little bit for the Shadow 2. But I bought this one to be able to shoot an IDPA while I shoot the Shadow 2 in USPSA, so there wasn't a big switch at all. This one actually is upgraded from Cajun Gunworks, so they did the trigger on that, and the trigger is super crisp. It's very light, it barely moves. Yeah, this is a really good gun for IDPA. You know, I don't have a holster for it, but yeah, this would be a great gun to shoot an IDPA. Of course, I would get it milled for an optic as well, because your boy cannot shoot iron sights to save his life. I'm just kidding. Yes, I can, but I'm not going to shoot iron sights if I had the option to. So I'm gonna get this one milled, and yeah, this one is also another great fun gun to shoot, especially with the trigger. That Cajun Works trigger is great. Cajun, shout out to you guys. You know, hit me up, and you know, we can talk some business or something if you guys want to do something, you know, because I definitely like your product. So anyways, on from the SP01, of course, that's another great gun. Last but certainly not least is going to be almost my favorite gun that I've ever owned and somehow never shoot, and that is going to be the KP9, the Kashklanov KP9. This is a 9mm AK variant. This gun is smooth. I mean, everything on this gun is great. It has no recoil. Everything that comes from the factory is smooth. Like, triggers just fine. I mean, you have so much potential with this gun that it's ridiculous. Like, this gun is going to be like it is like my home defense rifle. Like, I don't want something that's going to penetrate through walls like 5.56 and 223. So 9mm is perfect. With no recoil like this, I can carry the same rounds I'm carrying in my Glock 47, have still a small platform. Like, even when I fold down the brace, you know, it's still that small, so I can move around. And there's just a lot of potential to this gun. So eventually I'm gonna put a lot of work into this gun. Of course, I'm gonna change out the furniture. I'm gonna get a good sight on here. I'm gonna get the extended charging lever, probably change out everything, you know, get a good muzzle brake, get a good sling and everything. So this gun definitely has a whole bunch of potential and has been awesome. I need to do a full video on this, but like Grand Thumb done a great review over this gun. And you know, it's kind of a bummer that I don't shoot it as much, but it's only because I do like IDPA and USPSA and I don't shoot PCC division, so all of my extra ammo goes to shooting those, because this is just a super fun gun. I've never ever had this gun jam, no matter what terrible ammo I've used. Like, I've had ammo that just will not cycle through my Glocks to saved my life. Like ammo that will not cycle through my Glocks, it just sits there and jams all day, and this thing runs like a beast. So of course it's an AK, but it's just even better. I mean, I love this gun for sure, and this will always, I'll never get rid of this gun, especially at the reasonable price it comes with. You know, just give me a few mags, I'll run this thing until I can't no more. So that's everything, guys. I hope you guys really liked the video. Don't forget that you can join the channel memberships now. I'll be giving exclusive videos and merch to you guys. There's different tiers that you guys can join, all the way down to just a couple dollars a month. It definitely helps me out. It definitely is a good way to support the channel and help me make better videos for you guys. So definitely give that a check out. Let me know what things you guys want to see in that type of stuff, and what videos you guys want to see next on the channel for everybody. So I will see you guys in the next video. Again, shout out to Mac, Tisas, and Windrock Shooting Range. I love you guys. I'm out. Bow.